Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Madhouse. It is I, Tapey Styles, calling the action right down the middle, flying solo as always. And tonight, in one of the most haunted periods of the year, we have quite the house of adversity and a house of madness to bring to you here tonight, including 3 championship matches, including our main event for the KPW World Heavyweight Championship. For the first time ever, a handicap match as Pando defends the World Heavyweight Championship against 2 members of Parliament, the Monarch, Oliver English, the Secret Weapon, Hosway, later on tonight in the main event. A lot of tensions flaring between Parliament, between them and Pando. Whoever gets the fall gets the gold. And it's only a matter of time before we find out if Hosway and Oliver English could be on the exact same page here tonight. Can they take out Pando? Can they put their differences aside and dethrone the world champion? And speaking of Parliament, we will be seeing Chaos Control, Kruger, Papyrus taking on Popo and Popcorn Poppy as our faction war continues. Parliament versus Bunker Hill here tonight. And that's not all when it comes to tag team action. Coming up later on tonight, another championship up for grabs, this time in the possession of Bunker Hill, the KPW Tag Team Championships, as K-Dogg solo defend the gold against Wasp and Mosquito, the Murder Hornets, later on tonight. But glory and championship opportunities are not the only things up for stake here. We also have retribution, we have personal animosity, justice to be served. We are, of course, talking about the crusade that the director, Steven Gielberg, has been on, the war path that he's been trying to unleash. An absolute PR shitstorm, for a lack of a better term, as he hopes to use Pierre Cinema as a stepping stone to the top, blackmail him out of the industry, and take what he believes should have been his opportunities all along. The opportunity to become a world heavyweight champion, and that is all later on tonight. As far as championship opportunities go, our 3rd championship bout coming up tonight will be contested for the Twitch Championship, as the Sauce goes one-on-one against the role model Tape. But to kick the evening off right, and to kick it off with a bang, lightning strikes twice. What initially kicked off as a dream bout very quickly intensified into a overwhelming obsession for this man, as the king of Stego style, Cory Sinclair, gets his hands on the 7'4", 525-pound man beast, Crisp Billy, once again. Cory Sinclair. He has been a very determined man, and he is quite possibly one of the most insane individuals we've ever seen here in KPW's history, being more than willing, more than ready to throw himself into this David versus Goliath bout here. It's not very often when you see a man try and pick a fight with Chris Billy, but this man is looking to achieve that here tonight. He is looking to even the score. And he is looking mean, he's looking lean. He is in the best conditioning we have quite possibly ever seen out of this man. Cory Sinclair is locked and loaded. You've never seen a man so determined, so benevolent, and trying to take down a man the size of Chris Billy, and he is just unloading on Chris Billy from the moment the bell rang.
2, 3, 4.
Cory Sinclair more than willing to throw caution to the wind here.
7, 8,
rolling wheel kick
9,
on the outside.
10, 11, 12, 13.
And we knew the sort of implications that this would have. Chris Billy,
16.
for as long as we've known him and understood this entity, this 500+ pounder, he has certainly had no reason whatsoever to run away from a fight. If it means he could lay in yet another beatdown on Cory Sinclair, he will be more than happy to oblige here. Drop kick in the corner from Cory Sinclair, and he is just unloading on Chris Billy. Chris Billy with the reversal, catapult into the turnbuckle. Cory Sinclair trying to work his way out of the corner there as Chris Billy just holding him back there. Scoop slam on the big man. Cory Sinclair, he's all fired up. He is filled with adrenaline. He knows that he's gonna have to move quickly. Time is of the essence when you're up against the man beast. Big boot taking down Cory. Chris Billy moving in for the legal choke in front of the pack, stacked and sold out Kumite Forum here tonight for Madhouse, our second ever edition of this special event. And Chris Billy has quite the complicated history with Madhouse. Rolling wheel kick, whilst in Chris Billy wide open. The opening minutes of this bout have been absolutely ludicrous. I don't think anybody expected this to go the way that it has. Super hold transition to a triangle choke. Chris Billy reaches for the ropes. Short arm clothesline from Cory Sinclair. Quick cover, but Chris Billy is right there at the ropes yet again. Chris Billy, just 1 year ago at the previous edition of Madhouse, was our World Heavyweight Champion. What proved to be one of the most controversial nights in KPW history. What was originally slated to be a triple threat bout between him, Jedi, and the man they call Ding for the World Heavyweight Championship. Ding was completely taken out of the bout, blindsided, launched off a harbor and into the ocean.
2, 3, 4,
That increased Chris Billy's odds to retain the championship gold that night, but unfortunately for him,
7,
he would still fall short to the Viceroy.
9, 10.
Action returning inside the ring. Chris Billy is just absolutely leaking in that ring. Just,
1, 2,
oh my God. I thought that was gonna be it. I thought Cory Sinclair was gonna steal it here tonight with that backslide. That is quite a lot of pressure. That is a lot of weight onto the neck and shoulders of Chris Billy with a move like the backslide. That is a very strategic maneuver from Cory Sinclair. Lose Thesz cover. And another kick out from the king of Stego style. And just a year ago, for Cory Sinclair, if we want to wind back the clock once again, Cory Sinclair was involved in the 2024 Golden Gauntlet, a round-robin mini tournament
1, 2,
to determine who would get the chance of a lifetime to challenge for the KPW World Heavyweight Championship. That was also an endeavor that Cory Sinclair fell short on. Rolling wheel kick, and I think he knocked out Chris Billy with that move. He's struggling to get up to his feet. It looked like Cory Sinclair was going to go for a split-legged moonsault from the top rope. And Chris Billy just slammed him down. It didn't even make a dent into the big man. Cory Sinclair
2, 3.
perhaps feeling a bit exhausted, maybe a bit agitated that he wasn't able to put away Chris Billy so quickly, so swiftly. He's gonna have to put in a little extra work this time. Double foot stomp, quick cover, and a 1-count kick out by Chris Billy. Headlock takeover from the big man, from the man beast. All 525 pounds worth of them. A super kick takes Chris Billy off of his feet here. Cory Sinclair finding success with that split-legged moonsault on this go-around here. And we've always regarded Cory Sinclair as a man that has quite the unorthodox style inside the squared circle. Very unorthodox, and yet chivalrous at the same time. He knows when to maintain his discipline, and he knows exactly when he needs to get aggressive. And tonight might be the most aggressive we've ever seen this man. Irish whip into the corner. Chris Billy looking to elevate things. DDT from the top. And that DDT from the top damn near folded Cory Sinclair in half. That could break your damn neck. Step up enziguri from Cory Sinclair. If there has to be any sort of statement whatsoever about what we are witnessing here tonight, Cory Sinclair, Chris Billy, this is certainly going a different way compared to Euphoria. Cory Sinclair still put up a valiant fight that night,
1,
but Chris Billy was so much more dominant that night.
3,
It's very clear that Cory Sinclair came in here
6,
with a much tighter game plan, a much more aggressive strategy. Cory Sinclair running the ropes,
11,
slipping underneath the bottom rope, trying to pump the brakes however he can here. Handspring back elbow denied. A quick thrust to the throat of Cory Sinclair. Crisp Billy trying to march his way back over the top rope and back into the ring here. Cory Sinclair is on fire here tonight. This could very well be a career-defining performance at the rate that Cory Sinclair is going. If he can maintain the victory here, Falcon Arrow, lateral press, this could be it.
count 2.
That could have very well been the moment that a legend was established here tonight at Madhouse. Leapfrog from Cory Sinclair, but Crisp Billy sidesteps it. Cory Sinclair trying to go for some more aerial offense. The flying forearm strike getting the better of Crisp Billy that time, going back to that backslide.
2, count 2.
And think of the variation, think of the variety that we are seeing from the arsenal of Cory Sinclair here tonight. This is so much different, so night and day even, compared to Euphoria. And I don't think anybody was expecting this. Least of all, Crisp Billy. Second Falcon Arrow, using the recoiling off the turnbuckles as leverage. Double knees into the chest of the man-beast. And I don't give a damn how big or how strong you are. Having two knees coming down on you at that force with that much velocity is gonna put a dent in any man. Cory going for the killing blow here, the meteor strike. What the hell is he doing? Cory Sinclair, he didn't elect to go for the pin there. That very well could have been it. That he would have evened the score for himself. He would have gotten that retribution he's been looking for.
4, 5.
Cory Sinclair
6, 7.
going for that corkscrew senton over the top, and Crisp Billy has been on top of that move every single time.
10.
But that rolling wheel kick has been catching Crisp Billy flush in the forehead
13.
very consistently. Action returning inside the ring. A big club to the chest of Cory Sinclair takes him to the outside
3,
as Crisp Billy takes this time to recuperate.
5, 6,
Find out his next movements here. Baseball slide by the big man.
8, 9, 10.
And that is the one thing that makes Crisp Billy so dangerous. His agility, the speed that he can pick up momentum at.
15.
That's enough to catch any man off guard.
16.
And I think Cory Sinclair might have bit off more than he could chew.
18.
He's not going to take the count out now, is he?
19.
For just a For just a moment, it looked like Cory Sinclair was having some serious second thoughts about this bout.
4.
Shoulder block over the top rope. And right into the chest of Chris Billy. Chris Billy keeping this bout to the mat. This has been quite the night of uncertainty here. Another rolly wheel kick. And Cory Sinclair, he has just been on a roll. He has been completely exploiting that head of Chris Billy with all the blood that Chris Billy is losing in this bout. And we are just starting to see the signs of weakness settle in for the man beast. Irish whip. Hurricanrana, but Chris Billy's height, his reach, coming to his utmost benefit there, as his 7'4" frame allowed him to have enough reach to get to the bottom ropes there. Another Hurricanrana, and the same thing applies yet again. Running DDT by the big man. Cory Sinclair, he is looking to take the head clean off the shoulders of Chris Billy. This is not the way that anybody could have ever imagined this encounter going. Big clubbing clothesline to the back of the head of Cory. And this could be Chris Billy's opportunity to turn things around. Chris Billy in fight or flight mode. This is the second gear for this man. He has no other option available. If he needs to beat Cory Sinclair, he's gonna need to move quick here. Corkscrew senton, taking out the big man.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Handspring back elbow on the floor in front of the Kumite faithful.
11, 12, 13.
What the hell is Cory Sinclair thinking now? He's up on the top rope. He's perched up, looking to go for a big chop down to the floor.
2, 3.
And now Cory Sinclair, he's getting frustrated. He's getting even more aggressive than before.
6.
He's getting even more desperate than before. As he looks to single out that head wound of Chris Billy. He is certainly going to need stitches after tonight's bout. He's certainly going to be in the trainer's room all night recuperating
2,
from the mauling that Cory Sinclair has been able to squeak away with.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Flying hip attack from the apron.
11, 12.
Cory Sinclair looking for a senton down to the floor, but nobody home.
15, 16, 17,
Cory Sinclair,
18.
he might lose this yet again, and that'd be quite the humiliation for Cory Sinclair if he lost from that count out. And now Cory Sinclair getting more and more frustrated. You could see the agitation building up.
1,
His lack of discipline from here on out.
3, 4.
Having no patience for Chris Billy whatsoever here. Senton successful this time around.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Cory Sinclair getting off the apron to break the 20 count.
2.
Another split-legged moonsault from the top rope, cover, lateral press, and Chris Billy kicks out once again. Chris Billy catches the leg of Cory Sinclair, clubs him down with a heavy clothesline. Rib breaker from Chris Billy, and look at the size of the legs of Chris Billy. Do you really want to be bent over anybody's knee like that, let alone a man the size of Chris Billy? Chris Billy looking to put things away once and for all here. Two-handed choke here. Maybe he's gonna tap out Cory Sinclair. Choke the life out of him even. And this has been quite the turnaround here in our opening bout here tonight at Madhouse. Rolling wheel kick, but Chris Billy goes flying out to the floor here. That might have been the thing that saved him, even for just a moment. As Cory Sinclair, he is still on the offense here. He is still on the attack.
9.
And I've never seen him so driven, so hell-bent on dismantling another human being inside the ring.
One, 2, 3.
And look at Cory Sinclair. He's taking the time to
5.
stand in the center of the ring. All eyes on him, mocking the big man.
2.
Cory Sinclair attempted a drop kick through the middle ropes, but Chris Billy ducked it and slid back into the ring. Cory Sinclair immediately correcting this, taking the action right back to the outside.
4. 5.
Big clubbing clothesline
6.
to the back of the head of Cory Sinclair.
8. 9. 10. 11.
And what the hell is Cory Sinclair thinking here?
13. 14.
He doesn't think he's gonna do this.
15.
Falcon Arrow attempted suplex through the announcer's desk
17.
here.
18.
All the papers are flying through the Kumite Forum here.
19.
I got a call when I see inside the ring here. The monitors have been absolutely shattered. It appears that Cory Sinclair has retrieved the kendo stick. And if this bout couldn't get any stranger, if the king of Sego style couldn't get any more characteristic, if Cory Sinclair goes through with using that kendo stick, he may very well have betrayed the moral. And look at him go for the swing there. Chris Billy catching the kendo stick. It looks like Cory Sinclair has abandoned his code of honor here tonight.
2. Count 2.
And the fans in the Kumite Forum, they're at an absolute standstill
1. 2.
as they begin to root behind Chris Billy.
4. 5. 6. 7.
Chris Billy trying to drum up whatever support that he can now. I don't think we've ever seen Chris Billy embrace the Kumite faithful like this before. And Cory Sinclair, he's just wailing away with that kendo stick. And that'll do it. Another rolling wheel kick, a headbutt, insult to injury. And Chris Billy's got the kendo stick. Cory Sinclair disarming the big man. His frustrations with the man beast are sky high. This is exactly what people were saying about Cory Sinclair, saying that he was obsessed. He was willing to do whatever it took just to get his point across. Where he's been completely abandoning his chivalry, his moral, his code, and now he's wailing away on the man beast once again with that kendo stick. Not like this. Not like this. Damn. Cory Sinclair very well could have made a pact with the devil here. What we saw here tonight was a complete and utter sacrifice. The moral code, the chivalry, the discipline, everything that we came to know Cory Sinclair for. He threw it all away here tonight in the name of revenge. And the Kumite Forum, they are at an absolute standstill. They cannot believe their eyes. They cannot believe their ears. With every crack of that kendo stick, with everything that Cory Sinclair sacrificed to get this moment, just to get even with a man the size of Chris Billy. And the only question left to ask at this point is, was it worth it? Cory Sinclair, of course, picking up a serious victory here tonight. But what he may not be looking forward to is championship opportunity at this moment. However, for the KPW Twitch Championship coming up next, the role model takes on the Cowboy. Tape goes one-on-one against the KPW Twitch champion, the Sauce. I have just absolutely no idea how anybody would expect to follow that up. I have no idea what compelled Cory Sinclair to go that far. How deep into the rabbit hole was he willing to dig himself into to get that victory? Going out here, the role model, a man that seems to be anything but. Now finds himself in the eye of the storm, a man that is quite the real deal, a man that has really shaped up to be an unlikely role model as of late, as the Rhinestone Cowboy, our two-time Twitch champion, the Sauce, looks to make a statement here tonight. Our first of 3 championship matches of the evening here tonight. The Sauce Tape going at it for the KPW Twitch Championship. Tape looking to steal one almost immediately there, trying to go for a schoolboy cover. The Sauce going low, trying to speak to Tape in a language he can understand. And I think that's quite the interesting matter of things going into tonight's Twitch Championship bout here. We've never seen the Sauce adhere to any code of honor or any sort of chivalry. He has been more than willing to do whatever it takes to squeak out the win. And I think that's exactly what got him so much respect here in KPW. It may not be a type of honesty that you could agree with, but he has never betrayed who he was from the beginning. Wristlock tie up here, Tape reversing the hold here. Samoan drop by the Twitch champion. Irish whip reversal into the corner. The Sauce looking to close in, looking to capitalize. Another Irish whip reversal, courtesy of Tape. Tornado backbreaker. And look at the clashing of personalities here in this bout. These two men, these two individuals, they have been with KPW from the very beginning. They have both been on the hunt for championship gold for quite some time. The Sauce spent a better part of a year and a half without championship gold until he emerged victorious with it just a little bit over a month ago. Being his old foe, Popcorn Poppy, back suplex to Tape. Tape looking to go for a suplex of his own. The Sauce counters it. And it appears that ringside crew have been able to reconstruct or at least put together some semblance of an announcer's desk after Chris Billy put the King of Sego style clean through it. And what an absolute war that was. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing plenty of battles of that caliber, of that intensity as the night continues. Roundhouse kick takes out the Sauce as he stumbles back to his own 2 feet. Diving fist drop from the role model here. And the spats that these two men have been having in recent weeks, it has been a very back and forth affair between Tape, between him and the Sauce. The Regal Plex from Tape. And what a hell of a counter that was from the challenger onto the Twitch champion. Power elbow tie up. Tape going for a Uranagi, and he connects with it. And this can be quite the interesting parallel between tonight and Euphoria. It was a very one-sided affair when the Sauce won the Twitch championship from his longtime foe, Popcorn Poppy, a man that we'll be seeing later on tonight in tag team action as he represents Bunker Hill alongside Popo. Take on Parliament Kruger Papyrus, otherwise known as Chaos, controlled by themselves. Inverted figure 4 from Tape. Is the Sauce gonna tap? We could have a new Twitch champion, but the Sauce holds on. Both men back to a vertical base. A brief stare down. Roundhouse kick knocking out the Sauce. This could be it. This could be the opening that Tape needed. Tape, he is a man that is yet to win any sort of singles gold here in KPW. We've seen how successful he's been in the tag division. When him and Bob ran amok, ran roughshod on the division for a good 6 months. But this is the first time Tape has challenged for any singles championship since Fully Loaded in April of 2024. That is one hell of a dry spell for the role model. And that very same night, the Sauce lost his first KPW Twitch Championship reign to the Heartthrob Popo. A way that KPW's history has been able to interweave within itself over the course of the past year and a half, if not longer. It has just been absolutely insane to see where things have truly progressed here. The Sauce looking for Rockabye on Tape, and he plants him. Cover, and Tape's up at 1. We know that Tape's got the wherewithal, he's got the durability, he's got the endurance, he's got the cardio. That tag team division that he was a part of for the better half of a year is a true lion's den of combatants and warriors. Waistlock counter from Tape, but the Sauce elbows his way free. The Sauce reversing the suplex. And the Sauce looking to finally put things to an end here. Rockabye, sweet baby Tape.
1, 2, 3.
And the Sauce is still the KPW Twitch champion. And that was an intense back and forth encounter between these two. Tape immediately kept the pressure high on the Sauce. There were moments where we thought that Tape had this match secure in the bag. We thought we were gonna crown a new champion here tonight. But thanks to the never say die attitude of the Rhinestone Cowboy, 2 Rockabyes was all it took to remain the KPW Twitch champion. Congratulations to the Sauce. And coming up next, a bona fide grudge match. Two former colleagues within the film industry. Humble beginnings, of course, for both of these men, finally butting heads one-on-one here tonight at Madhouse. An encounter, infraction just blossoming from the jealousy of Steven Gielberg, a man that very firmly, very truly believes that he deserved all the opportunities that Pierre Cinema worked towards to get the career that he's had over the course of KPW's history. A former Twitch champion, a former Golden Gauntlet winner, a former World Heavyweight Champion. All opportunities that Steven Gielberg firmly believes he would have been able to match, if not exceed, if he beat Pierre to the punch. Steven Gielberg, he's been on quite the vendetta, trying to weasel his way to the top. He's been alleging for quite the past several weeks that the star attraction, Pierre Cinema, he's had quite some skeletons in his closet, and he's looking to bring them all to the light. We've heard this man bark, but we're going to see if he has quite the bite. For the better part of the past 6 weeks, we know full and well that this man has believed that this has all been a ploy, a bluff. And that is certainly something, and that is certainly a gamble that Pierre Cinema is more than willing to take here. Bell finally ringing. Steven Gielberg, Pierre Cinema locking horns in singles action for the first time ever. Hip attack trying to take down Pierre Cinema. Jostling for position. Discus clothesline from the director. They're looking to drop down, but Steven Gielberg pumped the brakes. And we know that Pierre Cinema, he is willing to take the fight to this man all night long if needed. We know exactly how much willpower, how much endurance Pierre Cinema has in him. He is not a man that gives up. He is a man that only quits when his body quits for him. Last month at Euphoria, that 60-minute tag team Ironman match, we saw him go the distance, all 60 minutes worth of it, without taking a single pinfall, without tapping out a single time. And he's just trying to get back to the very thing that he lost over the course of the summer, the KPW World Heavyweight Championship.
3, 4, 5.
Action spilling to the outside. Steven Gielberg looking to get the upper hand with those steel steps.
9.
Pierre Cinema returning the action inside the ring. Irish whip reversal, drop, toe hold. A scissor sweep from Pierre Cinema. Steven Gielberg raking the eyes of France's greatest export.
1.
As the action spills to the outside once again. And ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take this moment, this opportunity to bring up that this is only the first of 2 special events over the course of this Halloween festivity weekend. Madhouse, of course, being here tonight, but this Monday night, a special edition of Warzone titled Wrestle Scream. Double arm DDT from Steven Gielberg. And it'll be this Monday night where you can expect to see Pierre Cinema in action as he goes one-on-one against Popcorn Poppy. Another first for this man. Steven Gielberg keeping the aggression up. And if that opportunity doesn't incite the envy and light a fire underneath the director, I don't know what would. Wrist lock from Pierre Cinema, driving down the elbow. Pierre Cinema looking to go up top here. Would take form in resounding support of the star attraction. The director is here with all eyes on him, all pressure on this man. He has to demonstrate to these people that he holds the power in this struggle, in this dynamic. And as Pierre Cinema pointed out weeks ago on Warzone,
1, 2,
the director
3.
has not been able to make the best out of the opportunities he's already been given. Sure, he's won the KPW Hardcore Championship before, but think about how long he actually held on to that gold. It wasn't long at all. It was only 8 days. Belly to back suplex. Here looking to tope back into the ring here, right to the clutches of a double arm DDT. And I think that was enough to split Pierre Cinema wide open here. We got quite the laceration from that DDT, followed up by the knee drop. Those metal braces on the knees of Steven Gielberg coming to his advantage once again here. Well, a little bit of blood has never stopped Pierre Cinema from achieving his goals. This man was a bloody mess back at Mayhem almost half a year ago when he won the World Heavyweight Championship inside a steel cage. Here up top, looking for a double axe handle, but Steven Gielberg remains on his feet. Pierre Cinema, starstruck, and he was really taking in the time to savor that moment.
2, 3, pinfall.
Pierre Cinema. Might have just silenced his biggest critic here tonight. Steven Gielberg, he's been trying to show to the world that Pierre Cinema is not quite the man that he claims to be. And this has all been just a giant affront here. But there is one thing that you cannot make up about France's greatest export, and And that is the fact that he is just one of the toughest men in that entire locker room. Steven Gielberg is picking quite a dangerous fight here against the Star Attraction, and something tells me that this might be far from over. But tonight is the night for Pierre Cinema. Congratulations to Pierre for picking up one hell of a victory here against the director. And coming up next, tag team action, our second of 3 championships up for grabs.
Exhibition.
So it'll be the Murder Hornets trying to make their big break here tonight, trying to go for tag team championship glory. This could be their chance to become 2-time tag team champions here in KPW. Or this could be yet another footnote in the continued dominance of Bunker Hill. And the Murder Hornets, they've had quite the interesting go of things over the past several weeks. We've seen quite a void be opened up in the tag team division. We thought for sure that we were going to see the Raging Bulls get this chance before they were blindsided by the First Nation. And then we saw the Bam Bus try and stake their claim, only to be thwarted by the Murder Hornets, who then became the #1 contenders for this very chance here tonight. And Bunker Hill is marching down to that ring with serious intent. Their goals have always been a priority of taking out Parliament, keeping them away from their greater vision, keeping them away from the championship gold. And they have been very largely successful in that endeavor, but especially in the tag team division. Solo electing to start this bout off for his team. Wasp looking to start things off for the Murder Hornets. Solo and K-Dogg, they've been gelling together quite well inside the squared circle as a tag team. Solo at first was quite reluctant to bring in K-Dogg into the folds of Bunker Hill. Solo, of course, being one of the 3 founding fathers of the group. The other 2, of course, being Popcorn Poppy and Popo, a team that we'll be seeing in action next. Forearm strikes from the Scrapyard Saint. Irish whip reversal by Wasp. Step up Enziguri. Drop kick from Solo. K-Dogg trying to intervene for his tag team partner. That's tandem offense on display here as he rams Wasp's head into the turnbuckle. Tag made to the pit bull. Double suplex. And you want to talk about a man that is more than willing to throw down, a man that can take the fight to anybody. K-Dogg is a man of pure adrenaline. He thrives on combat here in KPW. We've seen him capture the tag team championships for Bunker Hill by himself. And he has very well proven his loyalty to Bunker Hill, proven his loyalty to Popo, to Popcorn Poppy, and of course his tag team partner here tonight, Solo. Snapmare from Mosquito to K-Dogg. Irish whip, scissor sweep by Mosquito. Looking to move in on K-Dogg. A heel kick to the back. Tag made to Solo. K-Dogg holds Mosquito in place. Solo follows it up immediately with a springboard missile drop kick. Bunker Hill, K-Dogg, Solo, of course, in their signature green and black apparel. The Murder Hornets, the challengers, in a cream and yellow apparel here. X-Plex from the Scrapyard Saint. Diving crossbody, taking down Solo. Mosquito moving quickly, moving swiftly. Irish whip reversal from Solo. The drop toe hold by Solo this time around. Release German suplex. And now Solo, this is quite the ballsy move from the Scrapyard Saint, electing to put himself in between both members of the Murder Hornets. More than willing to put himself in a two-front war here tonight. And look at the synergy in between both Parliament and Bunker Hill. We've seen it play out multiple times over the course of the past several months, but it's never been more crystal clear. It's never been more apparent when we see K-Dogg and Solo in action together. Bunker Hill has truly been a tour de force because they all view each other as equals. There's no pecking order. There's no way to bark orders down to. All four of these men understand exactly what they are fighting for and what they need to maintain and preserve. And their goal here tonight is to remain the KPW Tag Team Champions. It is their utmost prerogative to do so. If they let this opportunity slip through their fingers, it could very well open up a chance for Chaos Control representing Parliament, Kruger, Papyrus. This could be their chance to swoop in and take those tag team championships and get one step closer to their great vision. Leg lock from K-Dogg. He was looking to score a submission for Bunker Hill here tonight. Spinning wheel kick But Wasp stays on his 2 feet. Respective tags made out to Solo and Mosquito. And Solo is like a runaway freight train here. He is taking the fight right to both Murder Hornets. Waistlock tie up here. Mosquito trying to slow down Solo with some calculated, deliberate, methodical forearm strikes in the back to that lumbar region. While we're on the cusp talking and discussing championship opportunities, we know that Parliament will be here to contest for at least 2 championships over the course of the next 3 nights here, including tonight in our main event, a handicap match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Oliver English, Hosway, having to join forces to put down Pando in our main event. Also to come on Warzone at WrestleScream on Monday night, we will be seeing the 300-pound misfit, our hardcore champion, Bob, challenging the 400-pound Papyrus in a hardcore championship defense. And if Bunker Hill wants to make sure that Parliament can't get any more chances, they have to retain here tonight. Who knows how the totem pole is going to switch itself up? Who knows how the climate of the tag team division is going to change? I'm sure the Murder Hornets emerge victorious here tonight. Guillotine choke, using the top rope as leverage. And K-Dogg, he is really laying in the cut with some of these strikes here on Wasp. Wasp trying to do whatever he can to slow down K-Dogg. Trying to keep him off that vertical base, trying to keep him grounded on all fours. K-Dogg floats over the suplex attempt. Enziguri from the pit bull. Tag made to Mosquito. As he looks to move in on K-Dogg. Mosquito pushing K-Dogg into the corners. K-Dogg using the ropes to squeeze his way over towards his tag team partner, to the Scrapyard Saint. Solo. Big clothesline to the back of the head. K-Dogg buying himself ample time to make the tag. Solo re-enters the bout. And Mosquito, he was right on the move there. He was in full understanding of what was going on around him. He saw the tag get made, and he reacted quite accordingly. Side suplex to Solo. A heel kick to the back of the head of Solo. And Mosquito trying to get away from Mosquito. Trying to waste up that adrenaline coursing through the veins of the Murder Hornets. K-Dogg tags in. Wasp buying his tag team partner some time. Inside cradle. Tag made to Wasp. Action spilling to the outside.
2.
The official slapped by Jones, going for that 20 count. Wasp returns to the ring before it could even truly get applied. Swinging neck breaker onto K-Dogg. Drop kick, taking down the Pitbull, taking down one half of the tag team champions. And if you want to talk about championship glory, K-Dogg has had a very deceptive career here in KPW. It's been one hell of a run for this man. The first month he arrived here to KPW, he immediately captured the Twitch Championship. He held on to that gold for quite some time. Leg drop to the back of K-Dogg. And he's found new life as part of Bunker Hill, a new purpose, a new sense of urgency as he's now one half of the tag team champions. Murder Hornets, however, they've been waiting for a moment like this for well over a year. Power bomb onto K-Dogg. Back to back. K-Dogg's in position, and so is Mosquito. Solo right there to break things up. Mosquito too late to counteract Solo. Solo successful with the flank. K-Dogg, Solo isolating, trying to single out Wasp. A heel kick to the back of Wasp. And we gotta give credit where credit's due. Bunker Hill have been quite the fighting set of champions here ever since they won the gold. All the way back at Sabotage. They've been going up against the Raging Bulls, who gave them one hell of a fight last month at Euphoria. And now Bunker Hill taking the fight right to the Murder Hornets. Irish whip reversal by Mosquito, power slam onto Solo. And he is letting those fists fly into the face of the Scrapyard Saint. Getting wheel kick, but he almost hit K-Dogg with the kick. K-Dogg made absolutely sure to get out of the way. Get out of range from that strike. K-Dogg trying to motivate his tag team partner. Trying to get him to the swing of action here. Mosquito goes low and Solo goes high. Bunker Hill behind enemy lines here tonight. Mosquito all fired up, all amped up. This could be the moment they've been looking for. Swinging DDT. Cover.
1, 2, 3.
And they have squeaked away with the tag team championships. K-Dogg had the entire ring to clear. And Wasp was right there to get in between him and his tag team partner. This has been one hell of an upset here tonight. They true night of unpredictability, a night of twists and turns here in KPW here tonight at Madhouse. Bunker Hill with quite the roadblock ahead of them, as this opportunity could very well get Parliament one step closer to the great vision. They have lost their control over the tag team championships. But tonight was a great night for Wasp and Mosquito. They have now become two-time KPW Tag Team Champions. And speaking of Bunker Hill, as this was only their first of two bouts of the evening, we're about to head first into our second Bunker Hill bout of the evening, with it also being Parliament's first of the evening, as the faction war has raged on for the past several months, the entirety of the summer. As Popo, Popcorn Poppy, look to take on the heavies, the personal bodyguards of Oliver English and Kruger, Papyrus, Chaos Control, here tonight. Bunker Hill was not successful in keeping their hold on the tag team championships, but there could still be some sort of net positive for them here tonight. All they have to do is keep the forces of Parliament away. And think of the positioning of where this is for tonight's card here. By an intentional choice by Bunker Hill here, trying to mitigate whatever efforts Parliament may have to try and help Oliver English dethrone Pando in our main event of the evening. The combined efforts of Bunker Hill, and this is quite the disadvantage for Bunker Hill going into this bout here tonight, because look at the size of the heavies, the personal bodyguards, that personal entourage of Oliver English. Papyrus, a 400-pound man. Kruger weighing in tonight at 295. Popcorn Poppy, the heavier of the two men in Bunker Hill in this bout, weighing in tonight at 285. Popcorn Poppy lifting up Papyrus, providing quite the assist for Popo. Inside cradle, Popo looking to steal one. And he's moving quick. He's moving as fast as he possibly can here. O'Connor roll. Cover. think of the humiliation that Parliament, and especially Kruger Papyrus, would have went through if Popo was able to hold down Papyrus for just a second longer. You know, Kruger would have certainly taken the brunt of the storm that he is going to have to endure if he does not secure this victory over Bunker Hill. And Bunker Hill, they have been very consistently one step ahead of Parliament over the course of the summer and into the fall. We saw Popcorn Poppy just this past Monday night on Warzone take the fight to both members of Chaos Control, knocking them both out with a little bit of snap, crackle, and pop. But this is their chance to even the score against Bunker Hill. This is their chance to finally get one step ahead of them. And no matter what Bunker Hill's efforts may be here tonight, Papyrus is still marching into Wrestle Scream this Monday night at 9/8 Central with a hardcore championship match against the Misfit Bob. The most that Bunker Hill can do at this point is to soften him up as much as they can to ensure that Bob walks out victorious in just 48 hours. Popcorn Poppy catching the leg of Kruger, taking him down. Tag made of Papyrus. Popcorn Poppy looking to go for another scoop slam on Papyrus, and he gets all of it. Irish whip into the ropes, drop toe hold by the 400-pound Papyrus. Popcorn Poppy, he is making a routine effort out of this. Kruger making one hell of an intervention, trying to bail out his tag team partner, trying to spare him some of the embarrassment. As Popcorn Poppy and Popo, they aim to dog walk Chaos Control here tonight. And who knows what sort of conditioning Popo is in tonight after the beatdown he took last Monday night on Warzone. When Parliament, specifically Oliver English and Hosway, singled him out backstage before the main event and put him through a set of tables. And speaking of
10,
Papyrus,
11,
table in
12,
hand.
13.
We're gonna do a little bit of construction
14,
here himself.
15, 16,
Popo
17.
with a plancha down to the floor, but Papyrus sidesteps him. Both men returning inside the ring, count of 18. And finally, some order can be restored to this bout. Popcorn Poppy, Kruger, both of them returning to their respective corners. And we have quite the card to deliver to you this Monday night on Warzone. At Wrestle Scream, there will be a World Heavyweight Championship contender. Parliament has to make the most out of their opportunity in our handicap main event here tonight.
2.
Because a new set of challengers will be stepping up to the plate in 48 hours, and we now know that one of those two men is Cory Sinclair. Also, from the board of directors, as I'm receiving word, we'll be seeing the Siberian Silver Bear Pando in 48 hours. World champion or not, we will find that out. Coming up next here tonight at Madhouse, we'll also be seeing Popcorn Poppy in action against the star attraction, Pierre Cinema. Also to come, as previously mentioned, another chance for Parliament to bring home some gold as Papyrus challenges Bob for the Hardcore Championship. And last but not least, tag team action on Monday night, as we have a crowning of new tag team champions. Just moments ago, we saw Bunker Hill K-Dogg solo dethroned by the Murder Hornets, and now two teams step up to try and get the contendership in time for our next monthly special event, Collision Course, on November 29th, as the Bam Bus, Bam Dardino, Ricky Rhombus look to reestablish themselves in the tag team division by taking on the Raging Bulls in just 48 hours time. Popo dancing quite the jig on the apron, trying to hype up his tag team partner, Popcorn Poppy. Tag made to Popo. He sizes down both members of Parliament here in the ring tonight. He's looking to get at least one over on Parliament after Monday night. They've been a real thorn in the side of Popo from their very inception. We saw Hosway defect to Parliament back at Summer Spark at the expense of Popo. Popo is yet to receive any sort of opportunity for any championship himself since that moment in time. He's had chances to claim the contendership, like back at Sabotage, where he was swiftly put to sleep by the Monarch, Oliver English. And this could very well be the night of the Monarch. This could very well be the start of the Great Vision. This could be the night it could all be fulfilled, if Oliver English and Hosway are able to dethrone Pando for the World Heavyweight Championship. But things have not quite been harmonious within Parliament, to say the very least. Hosway has been, in particular, very frustrated about his standing, his positioning here at KPW ever since he joined the group. He had all the upswing in the world when he joined them as the Twitch champion. He has yet to recapture any of that magic since then. But now he has the chance to get one over on everybody and go rogue on Parliament. As we understand handicap rules in the main event, whoever scores the fall, whether it's by pinfall or submission, they will walk away the champion. So there is a good chance that Hosway could walk away World Heavyweight Champion and still represent Parliament. Papyrus, Kruger trying to mitigate and neutralize Bunker Hill here tonight. And this has been an absolute onslaught between these four individuals. Popcorn Poppy tagging in. Kruger going for a drop kick, but Popcorn Poppy pulls Papyrus into harm's way. And I think that only served to benefit Parliament as it angered and pissed off the big man. Popo struggling to lift Papyrus now. Overhead strikes from Popcorn Poppy to Papyrus. Bear hug, cinched in deep. And Popcorn Poppy breaks free.
1, 2, 3.
Both of these men, Popcorn Poppy, Popo, founding fathers of Bunker Hill, brought together under the same enemy, sharing the same hatred and mutual distrust. Popo having no trust for Hosway, as nobody believed, nobody knew up to that point in time who was actually going to join Parliament. For the longest time, everybody assumed it was going to be Popo. Popcorn Poppy, of course, the man that mentored Hosway, brought him into the folds here in KPW. Yes, I feel more obligated than anybody else to destroy what he created. The monster that Parliament has become over the past several months. Just that little bit of guilt acclimating in the heart of Popcorn Poppy. He has been riding the anti-Parliament banner harder than anybody else. Irish whip. Kruger back elbows Popcorn Poppy off the apron and down to the floor. Arm strikes from Kruger. A chop blocked by Kruger as he takes down Popo with yet another strike. And now Papyrus re-enters the bout. Popo looking to slam the big man, and he gets all of it. And I don't think anybody would have ever expected this even 6 months ago between Popcorn Poppy and Popo, or even Popo and K-Dogg. Just how easily they were able to smooth things over and realize the greater threat at hand. Popo with the O'Connor roll once again, looking to steal it. At Papyrus's frame, he is just way too heavy to keep down with just the legs. Scissor kick from Papyrus to the face of Popo, raking the eyes now. Popo tagging in Popcorn Poppy. Kruger tags in on behalf of Papyrus. It's one hell of a fight here emerging here tonight at Madhouse. And we've seen that Parliament has been quite divided over recent months. Bunker Hill being more united than ever. But we've never seen Bunker Hill at a point of contention where they didn't have the upper hand on Parliament And perhaps tonight could be something completely different for the group. Popo taking the time to grandstand showboat, trying to rally the support of the Kumite faithful in the forum tonight.
2, 3,
Bunker Hill
4, 5,
has Parliament right where they want them.
6,
The Pirates with another
7,
table.
8, 9, 10.
And what the hell does Papyrus have in his hand? He's got a fire extinguisher. Popcorn Poppy slamming down Papyrus on the fire extinguisher.
One,
As they look to put out the flame of Parliament here tonight.
3, 4, 5, 6,
We know that Oliver English has been
7,
growing more and more impatient
8,
over the months as he's been sidestepped time and time again, thwarted from becoming World Heavyweight Champion on multiple occasions. Popcorn Poppy in between both members of Parliament here. And this bout has just increasingly gone more and more out of control. We got tables on the outside, we have a fire extinguisher, and now a steel chair inside the ring. Popcorn Poppy returning to his corner, providing the leverage, if needed, to the heartthrob Popo. If he needs to capitalize and use the steel chair, is at his disposal. Kruger keeping a close guard on that fire extinguisher. And this may be one of the most intense bouts we've ever seen here in KPW. I've never would have expected to see all this chaos and pandemonium at this level, at this caliber. Pile driver by Popo. A back elbow takes down Kruger. Popo considering using the fire extinguisher he's got in hand here, and he clocks him with the fire extinguisher, putting him down and looking to put him out to pasture. Sleeper hold cinched in deep, but Papyrus breaks the hold. Popo reversing the suplex on Kruger. Lateral press.
Count 2.
And Kruger kicks out at 2. They are not letting
1, 2, 3. Pinfall.
their tag team championship loss get ahead of them. If anything, as we've seen over the course of the past 20 minutes, it fired up Bunker Hill. And they were able to walk away with something. They were able to make that compromise and make the best out of a sticky situation. Popo clocking Kruger with the fire extinguisher. Popcorn Poppy keeping Papyrus at bay. Bunker Hill stays one step ahead of Parliament once again. They may not have any sort of championship leverage like they did before. But don't forget, the championships, the Bunker Hill at large, that was just a bonus in their ulterior motives And that was keeping Parliament away from their greater visions. Complete dominance of KPW. And as long as Bunker Hill are functioning and operating on the same wavelength, it's only going to get harder and harder for Parliament to put a dent in those plans. Congratulations to Popo and Popcorn Poppy for putting up one hell of a victory, putting up one hell of a fight here tonight. But coming up next, our main event of the evening, World Heavyweight Championship on the line, a handicap bout. As Pando, the Siberian Silver Bear, takes on not one but two members of Parliament in the first ever World Heavyweight Championship handicap match. How this works is quite simple. It is one fall to a finish. Whoever picks up the fall, whoever submits the other party, will walk away with the World Heavyweight Championship around their waist. We look at the tail of the tape, we know that Pando is going to have a distinct size and weight advantage over both members of Parliament heading into tonight's bout. But will he have the numbers advantage? That all depends on if Hosway and Oliver English could put their differences and their bruised egos aside and complete their goal here. And without further ado, it's time for the main event. High pressure, high stakes situation here tonight. Hosway in his regular apparel here, but he's still representing the purple garb of Parliament, courtesy of those armbands. We saw these two work together to take out Popo last Monday night on Warzone, but now with the ever-present opportunity of becoming World Heavyweight Champion, is Hosway going to be a team player for Parliament? Oliver English marching down to ringside, and it's quite the unfamiliar sight, as usually he's flanked by Tori when he marches down to the ring. But also in the ensuing chaos of Warzone this past Monday night, we saw Tori get caught in the crossfire as this man speared her out of her damn boots for politicking Parliament into yet another opportunity. You're of course talking about the KPW World Heavyweight Champion, Pando. The odds are truly stacked against this man here tonight. He has a 33% chance of success at best here tonight. And those odds only go up if Parliament cannot stay on the same page from the moment that bell rings. And here we go, folks. Big fight feel, big main event, and a hellacious spear to Oliver English. Pando having to go from 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye there. He's gonna have to move quick. He's gonna have to move fast. He cannot let either of these men get their hands on him for more than a second. As we see here in our main event, Pando in red gear with white trim, Oliver English in white gear with black trim, Hosway in yellow gear with black trim. All three of these men have the chance to walk away with the most prestigious prize across all of professional wrestling, the KPW World Heavyweight Championship. Oliver English has the opportunity to fulfill the great vision here tonight. Once again, Pando has a chance to maintain his reign of dominance. Big suplex on Oliver English. And Hosway, he's in quite a particular position himself. The most contentious one out of the three. He's gonna have to choose his priorities here tonight. Is he gonna choose Parliament or is he gonna choose championship glory? Because something just tells me he's not gonna be able to have both. But what he is certainly looking forward to having here is a little bit of retribution. It was back at Euphoria when Pando attacked Hosway to prevent any sort of outside interference from Parliament that night. Drilling Hosway with his own special maneuver, the angel dust, onto a stop sign. He thought he broke the man's neck with that move. But Hosway seems to be in perfect condition here, at least in good enough shape to compete for the World Heavyweight Championship. And he's looking to make this quite a fruitful endeavor here tonight. Pando doing his absolute best to try and keep both members of Parliament within eyesight. And then think about who Pando has to worry about if he walks away from this tonight. He very potentially has Cory Sinclair waiting in the wings for him in time for Collision Course, our next monthly special event. Backdrop driver onto Pando. And who knows what kind of positioning, what kind of condition Pando's gonna be in time for Wrestle Scream in 48 hours, let alone the end of November. Hosway pulling Oliver English in front of him to take the spear, and he takes another one anyways. Pando parting the Red Sea here. Spear after spear. And a belly-to-back suplex from Oliver English finally cuts the momentum short of Pando. But for just a moment, you can see the fear starting to settle in Parliament. You can see the sort of beast that was awakening inside of Pando here. Hurricanrana cover. Oliver English pulls Hosway off of Pando's shoulders. Look at what he whispered to Hosway. This is my prophecy. This is what I have to fulfill. Oliver English.
One.
Is he gonna break up the count? He didn't even bother to break up the pin onto Hosway, and that's his own stablemate. Tensions are certainly running high still within the upper brass of Parliament. Hosway, Oliver English clearly not on the same page here. Pando back on his own 2 feet. Bear hug on the Hosway. Is Hosway gonna quit? Pando. He just threw down Hosway like a sack of potatoes. Big Ben onto Oliver English. And finally, Hosway decides to intervene for the Monarch. He's not gonna let the World Heavyweight Champion step all over his investments here. Back-to-back Uranagis on Parliament. And I can't believe what we're seeing here. This could be an even more dominant display than Euphoria. But then again, Pando has every tool at his disposal this time around. A clothesline blindsides Hosway. A spear takes down Oliver English, and Oliver just barely beats the 3 count. And Pando, he is fighting like a man possessed here.
3.
Bear claw onto Oliver English.
5.
Lateral press, but the referee's still focused on Hosway. He didn't see the pin inside the ring there. And look at how Slapdye Jones was looking away from the pin there.
5.
Is there the outright chance that Parliament could have paid him off? I wouldn't have put this past Parliament one bit to try and rig the game even further into their favor. Inside cradle by Pando.
Count 2.
Pando taking the fight to both members of Parliament. He is all amped up. He is all fired up. And he needs to be. He cannot give anything less than 110% here. Oliver English going for an illegal choke on Pando. And the referee, Slapdye Jones, calls for the rope break there. And maybe he didn't pay off. He didn't get paid off at all. Angel Dust, shades of Euphoria. Hosway is out cold. Bear claw onto Oliver English. Hosway's right there next to the pin. And Oliver English has been bested once again. And I think this went even worse for him than Euphoria. Pando did that in half the time. And Oliver English had twice the manpower. And Pando didn't have to worry about any other ulterior motives or anything like that. All he had to do was just go in and wreck and dominate and deconstruct Parliament, and he has very largely succeeded in that. Hosway, he can't believe what he just saw. Oliver English struggling to get back to his feet, trying to use the ropes to stand up. As both members of Parliament, they're fighting and bickering amongst one another yet again. All they had to do was get on the same page to keep the KPW World Heavyweight Championship within their clutches. I think things have finally reached to a head here. They're taking their frustrations out on Pando now. they were finally on the same page about something, but I think it's too little too late, and I don't think that's gonna stop them from inflicting some more pain and serious harm onto Pando. Pando gets to walk away from this mess. He gets to advance his run as the KPW World Heavyweight Champion. He gets to punch a ticket to Collision Course in a little bit over a month from now. But it looks like Parliament, they're not gonna make sure he gets to Collision Course. But what the hell is this? There may not be any sort of assistance for Bunker Hill, but I think he's just found an unlikely ally in the Viceroy. And we know Jedi hasn't been that far behind in the World Championship chase. Jedi looking to step up and intervene for the Siberian Silver Bear here. And he's taking the fight right to both members of Parliament. His eyes might be bigger than his stomach, but if anybody knows how to operate under such an intense amount of pressure, it's this man. And remember, just a year ago at the previous Madhouse, he won the World Heavyweight Championship. And he's in position to get a #1 contenders bout in 48 hours at WrestleScream against Cory Sinclair, the winner advancing to Collision Course. Jedi clearing the ring, signaling out Hosway now. A quick DDT, and now he turns attention to the Monarch. Jedi keeping Oliver English at bay here, turning his attention back to Hosway. And Jedi, he's putting up one hell of a fight against both members of Parliament here. After all, he's still the freshest man in that ring. Pando watching from the corner. And now Jedi trying to get an equalizer here, trying to take them out with the steel steps. But now Hosway has control of the steps. Jedi trying to choke out Hosway. Oliver English makes a momentary save for his secret weapon. And ever since he started up Parliament, I think that might have been the least selfish thing he's ever done. Jedi put up one hell of a fight here. Another angel dust on Hosway, as if this night couldn't have been any worse for Parliament. And now he's sending Oliver English for a ride. Sledgehammer! And Parliament gets sent packing. Oliver English, Hosway, Parliament as a whole, they may have squandered their chances at World Heavyweight Championship glory for quite some time. And I think they just got met with a seriously grim reality of that, the brutality of what just occurred. Pando is still the World Heavyweight Champion. And now there is a new crop of challengers that he's gonna have to worry about. It's gonna be Jedi. It could be Cory Sinclair. One of these two men could be going to collision course in just a month's time. And Pando staring down the Viceroy. A mutual understanding as the past could very well be going up against the present. Two of KPW's most dominant forces could very well be challenging for the gold in the clutches of Pando. And that is all the time we have here, folks. I've been Tapey Styles, the only man that can call the action right down the middle, flying solo as always. And we will see you in time for Monday night for a special edition of Warzone. We'll see you at Wrestle Scream, everybody.